Okay, we're going to look at the facility that Adobe offer, which is Adobe Color CC. It used to be known as Adobe Cooler, Kuler, and it's been renamed as Adobe Color CC. Now you can go here and get a Adobe account. You don't have to subscribe to Creative Cloud for this function, and you can save some of your swatches that you create and be able to share it with other people or use it in your projects. You have more options if you do have Creative Cloud membership, that you can actually synchronize it between programs like Photoshop and Illustrator, and again share it with other people collaboratively through the cloud. Now here we've come here to Adobe Color CC, and we'll go through how this basically works. Now first up, when you come here, you've got this color wheel here, and then you've got a number of swatches, and there's guides that you can move around and control, and it's got lots of values down the bottom for red, green and blue, and also it's got hex values, and also it's got different types of color. Also it's got my colors. Currently we're not signed in, as you can see. We'll do that later on. And then it's got a number of types of colors that you can use. So now we'll go through them and see how it works. Okay, what we'll do is we'll look at the color rule box, and that's just the different types of colors. Now they're related to the color wheel here where you adjust. Now what you are doing here is going for a base color. So if we go down here, you'll see there's these little pointers here, so you can just select a base color. So I could sort of move this around, and I'm looking for this as a sort of the base color, and all the other colors will be associated with it. Or you can come along here and then create those as your base color, which you'll see over here. That just relates to this being the center color here. That's how it goes. So the base color, and then you have other colors associated with it. So we'll look at an analogous, and that is just colors in the same spectrum. So you can see us moving around the color wheel, and these are related to colors within that area. So they're all sort of next to each other or in the same spectrum, and you'll see it's doing them here, and we move them in and out to get different shades, and it's creating those color swatches for us underneath. Now we'll move on to the monochromatic, and that is very similar to the analogous, which we've just done here. And again, you would select a base color, or you would get that to the base color, and that what it's based upon the other one to be associated with. I'll just leave it on the center one here. And again, you'll see there, instead of being slightly spread out, they're sort of just in a line, so almost they're getting different sort of shades of the same sort of color. If you go around here for the reds, you'll see it's bringing up sort of different shades for those reds on there. Then we go for triad, and what that is, it's almost drawing like an equilateral triangle on here. Once you've got your base color wherever you decide your base color wants to be, and then it's got a color that goes out from there. So all you're doing is dragging this in and out, and it's sort of getting those sort of opposite colors. If you can imagine a triangle's being drawn around there. All right. Now complementary colors are colors that are opposite to each other. So a good one to start with is when you go to something like blue, you have blue, and the opposite of that would be yellow. So that's how it would be. So you can have blue text on a yellow background, and that would be complementary, and that would stand out more. Now we move on to compound colors. Now compound colors are very similar to complementary colors, but they give you a little bit more leeway on there. If you see how this is working out as it drags around, it gives you some more options of the colors you can choose from. If you go back to complementary, you'll see they're all sort of joined together. When you go to compound, they give you a little bit more variation of what you can choose from. Now we'll move on to shades, and shades are just sort of all shades of sort of the one color, and it'll just pick things up in a straight line. So we'll go here with again with the reds and the purples, and it will bring all those in once you've got your base color wherever you want your base color to be. And then again you would move those around and have those. And a lot of the cases, if you may be doing flat or material design, maybe you want to go for base color. Then the other one is custom, where you would set up all your different ones on here for your different positions, or put lots of different shapes on there, however you want to do it. And then once you've got that, you've got your base color selected, then you would then move them around independently on here. Also you can move these little sliders to move them around, which is doing, and also you've got your hex values and your RGB values, and if you can expand those, you've got more. You've got ones for print, which is CMYK, cyan, magenta, yellow, and key color black. So it gives you lots and lots of options on here to select colors of type, and also allows you to customize them as well. Now Adobe Color will allow you to bring in an image. So if we click on here, and I would select an image and I would open it. Now here is my image and some paint pots, and automatically it's jumped at these colors here. But what you are doing is you would move them around, so you would actually select colors from an image. It's it's picked up on there, and you can move them around to actually have pictures in that color scheme. So you did have some sort of image that you wanted to bring the colors out, you wanted to match your color scheme in your design work, your website or your leaflet, based upon the colors in the images you're using. You can upload an image and do this with it. Okay, so that's how it would. And when you click up here, back there, it will create the color wheel from that. And again, you can select your colors here. So that gives you another option. Okay, so I've signed in to Adobe Color. Now, first of all, when you start, you need to select some sort of base color, so you can move around the color wheel to sort of select a base color. I'm going to go for something like a red here, and what you can do is adjust that, and as you drag that up, you'll sort of pull the vividness and the saturation of the color wheel there. And again, you can adjust that to any way you want once you get your actual base color, or the starting point of your color, and then you would move around and then select your scheme based on that. Also you can go for other things, monochromatic, triad, all those other ones. So once you're sort of picked a color scheme and then you're happy with it, you can come up here and you can give it a name. Website project. Okay, I'll just call it website project up there. So once I've got that, I can then save it. So if I click save, it saves it in here, which is my sort of profile on Adobe Color, and I've got that saved. Now what I can do is I could say, for example, download it. If I wanted to, I can give it a comment here and say what it is and give some background to that. I can also save it if I wished. Now I can also edit it over here. I can come up here and I can share it with a link or on social media. Also I can go back and edit it if I wanted to up there, and then I get back into it with my themes on here. And here's a number of other themes I've already saved within my profile. Now some of them you can have private, and some of them you can have public and share. This one here, you can go from public to private. I've got this one as private. I can also download it, so it will download my color scheme. Okay, I'm going to go up to the top and click on Explore. Now what you can do in Explore, you can go through most popular, and these are the most popular color swatches people are using and sharing with each other. Also you can click on most used, and that'll give you an idea of, again, most popular swatches that people are using. Also, you can come along here and search, and if I put in Google material design, now this will bring up swatches that are associated with Google Material Design. So you can come along here, and what you can do if you see something you like, you can come along and click on here to say it's a favorite. So again, you can come along and click on any number of those that you quite like and have those there. I'll come down and have this one and this. Now when I go back to my themes, it's got the themes that I've created, but also when I click on my favorites, it'll have those there as well. So there's a number of things you can do here. One is, say for example, I could come along and click on info. Here it is. Now what you could do if you wanted to, when you hover over here, it will tell you what the hexes are. When you click on here, it will cover your whole of your window. I'll click again and take it out. What you probably could do is do a screen capture, and you could use this in your design work. You can further edit it, you can share it, or you can actually click here and you can download it so you can import it into Photoshop or Illustrator or InDesign. Okay, once you've set up your swatches on Adobe Color website and you are a subscriber of Adobe Creative Cloud and you're logged in on your computer through the program, and here we have Illustrator open, you can go to the swatches. If you haven't got the swatches open, you can go to the window menu and you can go down and show swatches. Now down at the bottom there will be Adobe Color Themes icon, and if you click on that, it should open a pop-up panel, and that should have, if it doesn't have all the ones you've added, you can go down and refresh, and that should update it to all your themes you've got. You've got the heart ones here, which are your favorites, and it's got the ones, the folders which you created yourself. So they're all in there and they're just ready to use. So what you can do is come along here and you could select on here, and I could change that. I could come down here, I could change that, and then I can come here and change that. So you can use those and they're identified there, or you can change them around however you want. The color schemes are there ready to be used, and you can share those with other people as well. Now we downloaded a file and you can import that as well. So if you go up to the options on the swatches, you go to other swatch library and you can go open library, and I've downloaded it and it's here. So it comes in as a .ase file, and you would open that up and bring it in. I've already brought it in, and if I go down to the bottom here, again, I go back to open swatch, you'll see it's brought it in here. So I can click on here, and here's this color scheme that I've downloaded and imported. Now you can get it and drag it and just drop it into the swatches here, and it will appear here where you've got it in the folder. So, and when you highlight it there, it'll say what they are, and again, they're just ready to be used as we just did before. So there are two different ways of doing it. One, if you have the account and you're using it for your computer, you can just connect to your themes that are online through the cloud. Or if that isn't the case, you can just download one, maybe keep it on the disk and take it to other computers maybe that don't connect to cloud, such as like if you're in university.